baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. We are here with the one and only J.R. Ritchie, first round pick for the Atlanta Braves last year in 2022, 35th pick overall. Glad to be here with you, J.R. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Tyler. I really appreciate it. I'm doing good. I'm really taking in the Florida sun right now. A little bit of a cooler day today, which was real nice, but then it cleared up. Got to go to the beach for a bit. But now spring training's treating me well. Arm feels good. Ball's coming out well. So never can complain when that's the case. So
Absolutely. I was down there with you guys last week, and of course, the weather's always nice. Spring training is always nice, but I'm not a player. So tell me about the behind the scenes. Tell me about what you guys are able to do down at the Cool Today Park and the facilities around it.
I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. I mean, coming out of high school, I was pretty privileged in high school with having a lot of pretty, better facilities that I was able to work out with and stuff. But I mean, a lot of the stuff here is just really incredible. I mean, they have every recovery technique that you have. They have everything you ever need in weightlifting. All your throwing needs are tended to. It's really a dream come true. I can do anything that I want. Recovery wise, weightlifting wise, like obviously I don't, but you know what I mean? There's tons of stuff that you're able to do. And the weather is just beautiful down here. So, being able to wake up and it's sunny and 75, 80 degrees every day definitely is a big plus on top of that.
Well, you brought up high school. I want to talk about that because that's obviously what got you drafted by the Braves. Walk me through your high school years. When did you know like you had a chance to make a big club?
Um, obviously it had always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a professional baseball player, and for a while I thought I'd try and do that as a shortstop. Growing up, I thought I was a shortstop, and I just kind of pitched on the side. Then my freshman year, it was kind of started throwing a little harder. Wasn't very fast running, and it was kind of apparent, like, hey, like you're going to be a pitcher. That's when I kind of accepted it. But I think probably around my junior year, I started playing for the Canes National, and going on these huge tournaments, huge events down south, playing in Georgia a ton, staying right across the street from Truist Park. That was really cool. But playing against such high level competition and doing pretty well at that, that was when I kind of started to realize, like, hey, like, I've got a good chance of doing this, not at a college level, but at the professional level pretty well. Yeah. So, I'd say probably around my junior year is when I started to figure out, like, hey, like I could probably do this.
So I want to talk about your abilities real quick. Last I checked, the highest miles per hour I saw in your fastball is 96. Is that still the case?
Uh, I had a couple scouts guns last year. I got up to about 98 in high school.
Not
So
bad, man.
now we'll take it.
Well, talk me through your secondary pitches. Talk to me about your pitch mix.
Yeah. So I throw a Vulcan changeup. Uh, I like throwing a Vulcan because I don't really have to force any pronation. The Vulcan grip does everything you need. It takes a lot of spin off the ball, and still gets that diving action, which makes my life a lot easier. And then my slider, though, I'd say it's more of a sweeping slider. It's a lot of fun to throw because you get some funky swings every once in a while. But yeah, no, both pitches. I honestly, like, especially the last 2 years, I've gotten tons of confidence in both of them just from throwing them a ton. And I'm really looking forward to this year being able to throw both of them now. So
Well, you mentioned the past couple of years. I looked up your numbers so far in the minor leagues. They're pretty good. You've had, I want to say, what, 5 games pitched, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little more.
yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
1.88 ERA across that. Now
Mhm.
that's rookie ball, single A, Augusta Green Jackets, and of course FCL Braves. But not bad numbers just getting into pro baseball.
No, yeah, you're gonna laugh, but I felt like I had more. It was a long summer last year. A lot of uncertainty with throwing, and when I took a break after high school, ramped up for the combine, took a break after the combine, ramped up for pro ball, and got back into it for the rest of the year. Um, so I think there's a lot more in the tank.
Okay.
Um, So, I mean, my personal expectations this year are to go out and beat those numbers. I know it was only 5 games, and there wasn't much scouting report on me, but at the same time, I feel like I should be able to go out there and compete at a high level still. So,
Another number that stuck out to me just off the page was you had 14 strikeouts and 14 in a thirds inning. So your strikeout per nine is pretty good too. Or do you consider yourself a strikeout pitcher, a pitch to contact guy? I assume strikeout.
um, in high school, yes, definitely strikeout. I'd still consider myself a strikeout pitcher. I feel like I have the stuff to be able to overpower hitters. Last year, as funny as it sounds, I think I had one strikeout in my first outing, and I pitched 4 innings. Um, and I mean, I was kind of sitting there. I was like, "Am I a pitch to contact hitter?" I had no idea. But then, as my outings went on, I started to strike out more guys, started to get more of a feel for it. Um, I mean, the toughest thing is not trying to pick and choose around the zone. I mean, as long as you go after hitters, it makes, I mean, the strikeouts, they just come. I'm not going up there thinking like, oh, I have to strike this guy out. I'm going up there and trying to get that guy out any way I can. And the strikeouts just kind of come along with it.
Hey, not a bad mindset at all. Let's toss it back a little bit. Of course, right out of high school, you get drafted, of course, by the Braves, 35th overall pick. The guy that's calling your name, Fred Mcgriff, now going to be a Hall of Famer this year. But aside from that, how cool is it to see a guy like that call your name?
So it's funny because I was just out of I was in the compensation first round pick. I was just out of the first round, so the commissioner would not be calling my name. And, for about 10, 20 minutes, I was pretty upset that the commissioner wouldn't be calling my name. And then I saw Fred Mcgriff walk out. I was like, all right, yeah, this is a little bit better, maybe having a Hall of Famer call your name. But no, that's always a really cool opportunity to get to be able to go up there and spend one of the better moments of my life with a Hall of Famer on TV. You don't get many complaints from that.
Do you remember what he said to you?
Yeah, he said oh gosh, I don't know the exact words, but he said something around he will like deliver results.
I'll quote it for you. I got you. He said, "I guarantee J.R. Richard will get results." That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, no, it was. I remember it went over my head when he first said it because I was celebrating with my family, but went back and watched the video, and sure enough, he said that. I was like, oh my God, he said that. So yeah, it threw me off a little bit. I was a little, I wouldn't say starstruck, but I was a little taken aback. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man. And I want to mention this. You had committed to UCLA before signing with the Braves. You had, again, an outstanding high school career. Perfect game had you ranked #1 in Washington State, number 22 in the country overall, and #4 when it comes to right-handed pitchers. I mean, that's outstanding. I mean, how much do you value what you learned in your high school years into compared to what you're doing now? I mean, what's the difference?
I mean, really, I was spoiled in high school. I was around some of the best pitching minds, in my opinion, in the country. Obviously, Coach Savage at UCLA runs an incredible program. I mean, year over year, they're just pumping out pitchers. I mean, and that's the reason why I committed there, is because I knew after a handful of years there, I'd be a better pitcher than I was coming into it. And then, up in the Northwest, I had my high school coach, Jeff Brown. I mean, he pitched in the Dodgers organization back in the day. And I mean, to be around him every day of high school season and in the off season, I mean, I was such a privilege. Great pitching mind. I mean, really, I love Jeff. Probably going to call him after this, honestly. And then last but not least, I got my guy, Kevin Gunderson, up in Portland. I mean, he works with handfuls of pro guys, and I've been working with him since my sophomore year of high school. And, he's the guy who really turned me into a pitcher. He was when I started to realize that, hey, like this pitching thing might be what I do for the rest of my career. That's when I got in touch with Gundy, started working with him, and he taught me about routines and how to really be a pitcher, not a thrower. And ever since that happened, I mean, it really transformed my career, and it kind of took off a little bit. So I mean, yeah, such high praise for those three. I mean, they're great people. And then obviously on the professional end, I mean, these are professional coaches. I mean, they've played however many years of professional baseball. Some pitched in the big league, some didn't. But I mean, even the guys who didn't, they're so knowledgeable. And honestly, like, there's so much data that I had never looked into in high school. And I had no idea, hey, like, your fastball plays better a certain way than what you were throwing it. So, for example, my fastball plays better up in the zone. And all of high school, I'm just trying to pound low and away because that's what I was taught growing up. And all of a sudden I get to pro ball. I have no idea. They're like, yeah, hey, throw that up more. I'm like, all right, like, kind of like that ball's going to get mashed, and then it doesn't. It's the weirdest thing. And so yeah, I mean, just really being able to be around such great minds in pro ball, and having so many people around to help you every day. I mean, if you have any questions about pitching, I mean, there's 5, 6, 7 guys that you can go to and ask. It's pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun though.
All right, JR. So you've had some great coaches over the years, and of course now at the professional level, but I really want to talk about your support locally. Of course, you're from Bainbridge Island up in Washington State. Talk to me about the community around you, of course, your parents, all the support around you to get to this level.
Yeah, I mean, first off, my parents have made so many sacrifices to get me to this. I mean, countless trips to the South, to California, to Oregon, driving down to see pitching coaches and see Gundy. I mean, it's I mean, I could never repay them. Nothing that I do will ever be able to repay the sacrifices and the time commitment they have spent to help me reach my dream. I mean, it's really, really incredible what they've done. Bainbridge Island, I don't think I could have asked to grow up anywhere better. Yes, the weather's not always great all the time, and it's brutal at points. But I mean, honestly, I mean, it's small island. 25,000 people live there, and I think everyone there has been rooting me on since day one. And it's really special to see the impact that I've been able to have on that island, and that baseball community and that community in general. I mean, it's like day after the draft, I'm getting pictures sent to me of the local grocery store, put something up on their reader board that said, "Congratulations, JR, Atlanta Braves." And it was really special. I mean, I went back and I last minute, day of, rented out a restaurant and that I always go to, and had like a little draft party before I went off the next morning to Atlanta. And I mean, shoot, probably 200 people showed up, and it was one of the coolest things to be able to witness. And going back and seeing a lot of the kids in the little leagues and stuff, and seeing my influence on them, because when I was their age, I would want someone that I looked up to, a role model of mine who was older, on the high school baseball team or whatnot, to not just acknowledge me, to be able to have conversation with me, be able to sign a ball for me, be able to do something that showed that they're engaging with me. So be able to do that for that younger generation has been honestly one of the coolest things about this whole experience. And I think that it's really the best thing is the impact that I've been able to have on that island, and honestly the support that they've shown me through it all, through the ups and downs, whatnot. I mean, it's really special.
No, man, that's wonderful. And of course, you don't get anywhere like this level without that support. So that's great to hear. I want to turn it a little bit more to baseball real just for a second. Do you envision yourself as a starter or a reliever?
Uh, I envision myself as a starter. Ultimately, that's up to the club and what they decide. But I mean, this past year, what I was doing as I was starting, so I'd envisioned myself as a starter. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. And the Braves are an interesting club because they've had a lot of young guys come up over the years, over these past few years. Ian Anderson is one. Bryce Elder is one. Last year we saw Spencer Strider come up and never leave. You know,
Mhm.
Is that encouraging to you being, I mean, you're in single A, you got a couple of years away more than likely, but that's got to be encouraging as a young guy in this organization to know that, hey, someday soon I'm going to be up there.
It is. It's really cool. The Braves are, in my opinion, the best. Obviously, I'm biased, but I mean, they're the best development pitchers in the whole league. And I mean, you see it with Strider, Ian Anderson, Bryce Elder. Shoot, the list goes on. Max Fried, even Kyle Wright. Like, it's really incredible what they've been able to do with their pitching development over the years, and how many stars they've been able to pump out. And it's pretty. What's the word? I'm pretty hopeful, I guess, to be in this. I'm definitely grateful to be in this position to be able to have the opportunity to be possibly one of those next guys, and to be in the position that they were in at my age. So that's pretty cool.
One more thing, JR, before I let you go. What do you want to say to Braves country? What do they need to know about you? Anything you want to go for?
I mean, I said it at the draft. I'll say it again, but I just reiterate. I mean, I truly believe that I'm the hardest working person in this draft, and that no one will outwork me. I'm going to give it my all, 100%, 100% of the time. I really do not think that you would want anyone else in the position that I'm in right now. So.
Well, JR, we're looking forward to watch your career grow, and looking forward to watch you grow in that career. But as always, thank you for being here. Really do appreciate you giving me time for the interview, and we'll catch up with you later. But for now, that's going to be it for On Deck today. Do me a favor on your way out, though. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay updated with everything going on right here at On Deck. That's going to do it for today. See you guys later.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.